Some images don't just capture a moment, they quietly change how we see someone. Welcome to the channel Star Spotlight. For decades, Dolly Parton has been known for her unmistakable voice, radiant personality, and carefully crafted public image. Many remember the sparkle, the humor, and the larger-than-life presence. But every so often, a rare photograph resurfaces and gently reminds us there is more beneath the surface than most ever noticed. These images don't shout for attention. Instead, they invite a second look. What is it about these rare photos that has people talking again? To understand that, it helps to step back for a moment. Long before the global fame, Dolly Parton's story began in the quiet hills of Tennessee. Raised in a large family with modest means, her early life was shaped by simplicity, resilience, and a deep connection to music. It is often said that her upbringing gave her both her voice and her perspective, a grounding that would remain, even as her career soared. But here is where the story begins to shift. Among the many polished images the public has seen over the years, a handful of lesser-known photographs reveal something quieter. In some, she appears without the signature glamour, no elaborate styling, no stage lighting. Just a natural presence, almost reflective. In others, there is a candid warmth, a moment between performances, where the performance itself seems to fall away. These glimpses feel different. They raise a subtle question. Was the image we knew only part of the story? As her career evolved, Dolly Parton became not just a performer, but a symbol of success, of reinvention, of staying true while adapting. Yet, like many public figures, the line between the person and the persona became carefully managed. The world saw what she chose to share, and perhaps that is why these rare photos resonate so deeply today. Because they don't replace the image we know, they expand it. What is less known is how intentional Dolly has always been about her presentation. She once spoke about creating a version of herself that the world could recognize instantly. It was not about hiding who she was, but about shaping how her story was told. And yet, even the most carefully told story has its unguarded moments. In one particularly talked about image, there is a softness in her expression that contrasts with the confident stage presence audiences are used to. In another, there is laughter, unposed, unfiltered, and fleeting. These are not dramatic revelations. They are quiet reminders. Reminders that behind the icon is a human being who has lived, struggled, adapted, and endured. This contrast between the public brilliance and the private simplicity is where the emotional core of her story truly lives. It is not about uncovering something hidden. It is about seeing something more completely. Over time, Dolly Parton's legacy has grown far beyond music. She is admired not only for her talent, but for her generosity, her resilience, and her ability to remain grounded in an industry that often demands constant reinvention. And perhaps these rare photographs add one final layer to that legacy. They show that authenticity does not always need to be announced. Sometimes, it quietly exists in the spaces between the spotlight and the silence. As viewers revisit these images, they are not just looking at moments from the past. They are reconnecting with a fuller picture of someone they thought they already understood. And maybe that is why the conversation continues. If these reflections gave you a new perspective, feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. If you found this story meaningful, you might consider liking the video. And if you appreciate calm, thoughtful stories like this, subscribing is always welcome whenever it feels right.